Bill O'Reilly here, Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. Derek Chauvin found guilty of all charges in Minneapolis. We'll have commentary. Migrant children illegally entering the USA jumps 800%. Joe Biden backs a bill to grant D.C. full statehood. New study shows most TV networks cover President Biden in a positive way. National survey ranks the most miserable cities in the USA. Also ahead, as mentioned, my commentary on the George Floyd verdict. But first, the facts. A panel of jurors found Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer, guilty on 3 charges for the May 2020 killing of George Floyd. The jury consisted of 7 women, 5 men, 6 were white, 4 were black, 2 identified as multiracial. The White House praised the decision as, quote, the right verdict. The number of unaccompanied minors breaching the southern border is up 800% in the last 2 months. 275 children are encountered by federal agents every day on the border. The Department of Homeland Security warning that figure could swell to 26,000 a month by the end of summer if President Biden continues his soft border policy. The White House also endorsing legislation that would turn Washington, D.C. into the 51st state run by Democrats, of course. According to the Constitution, the capital must, quote, be a district not exceeding 10 miles square and the seat of government of the United States. That means it is a federal jurisdiction. So don't expect a new state in D.C. anytime soon. It is unconstitutional. After 4 years of Trump bashing in the media, we now see Joe Biden with positive coverage during his first 3 months in office. Broadcasts about the president were 59% favorable. 4 years ago, nearly 90% of all stories about Donald Trump were unfavorable. So there you go. A poll from Business Insider ranks the unhappiest places in America. Most are located in California and New Jersey. Top 5, Compton, California, San Bernardino, Camden, New Jersey, Newark, and Trenton. The biggest factors used in the report: crime, natural disasters, and business opportunities or lack thereof. In a moment, my analysis of the Floyd trial. Right back. Are you looking for your next investment? Bill O'Reilly here. There are 7 reasons to look at the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund. Monthly cash flow payouts of 10% annualized. Bonuses to 21% targeted. They strategically locate in lower risk, high demand areas people want to move to. New construction is short on supply. Real estate affords diversification and safety from stock market risk. Their short and long-term strategy provides for steady returns right now. NRIA is an industry leader with a 15-year proven track record. So, if you've been sitting on the sidelines or want to diversify, start your due diligence at nria.net. Or you can call 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Derek Chauvin will likely spend more than 10 years in prison when he is sentenced in 8 weeks. 3 other Minneapolis police officers who were fired will stand trial in August. And of course, this is all about the now murder of George Floyd last May. So Chauvin, 45 years old, was found guilty on 3 charges relating to the death of Mr. Floyd. He was arrested, Chauvin was, 4 days after the incident on May 29, 2020. The trial began 10 months later, presided over by Judge Peter Cahill, who did a good job. The identities of the jurors will remain secret unless they themselves go public. Mr. Chauvin was convicted because he showed, beyond a reasonable doubt, depraved indifference to his cuffed prisoner, George Floyd. The evidence was overwhelming. According to Minnesota law, second-degree murder is defined as an action that, quote, causes the death of a human being without intent to effect the death of any person, while intentionally inflicting or attempting to inflict bodily harm upon the victim, and that is exactly what happened. As usual, the American haters bashed the country despite the guilty verdict. Said Vice President Harris, quote, "Today we feel a sigh of relief. Still, it cannot take away the pain. A measure of justice isn't the same as equal justice. This verdict brings us a step closer," unquote. Of course, there will never be equal justice because people are flawed. But it can swing both ways. Just ask O.J. Simpson. President Biden, after the verdict, quote, "It was a murder in full light of day, and it ripped the blinders off for the whole world to see the systemic racism that is a stain on our nation's soul," unquote. I respectfully disagree with Mr. Biden that our entire system is racist. I believe there is opportunity for all in this country, and that most Americans, including most law enforcement, are not trying to persecute minorities or hurt them. That is my sincerely held belief. I do not respect the decisions President Biden is making, nor his current view of the United States of America. I think he is pandering to the far left in almost every capacity. I believe Mr. Biden is harming the USA, perhaps beyond repair. I am studying what he does in office, and right now, again, in my opinion, it is horrendous. You don't indict your country in front of the world as racist. No other president has ever done anything like that. Yet Mr. Biden feels comfortable running every American citizen down. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approve that message by actually writing it. For more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com. In a moment, something you might not know. How bad is your back, knee, or neck pain? Mine was pretty bad. I played 4 sports when I was younger, and it's catching up with me now. I tried a lot of stuff to manage the pain. Ointments, pain relievers, fish oil, nothing worked. So a doctor friend of mine recommended Omega XL, and here's why. The underlying cause of painful, achy joints and muscles is inflammation. The key to knock down inflammation before it causes damage is backed by 35 years of research. And that's what Omega XL does. The doctor also says, quote, "I can't write any prescription that comes close to what Omega XL accomplishes." She was right. So if you're suffering with painful, achy joints and muscles, stop wasting money and switch to Omega XL. Order Omega XL now and get a second bottle free. Visit OmegaXL.com/Bill, OmegaXL.com/Bill, or you can call 800-844-4888, 800-844-4888. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 5 years ago today, legendary pop star Prince was found unconscious inside his home near Minneapolis. Hours later, doctors ruled his death an accidental overdose from the powerful narcotic fentanyl. Sadly, Prince is yet another name on a long list of musicians who have died from drugs and alcohol. Victims include Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Ike Turner, Led Zeppelin drummer John Bonham, Elvis Presley, Billie Holiday, Tom Petty, The Who's Keith Moon, and on and on. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, more than 70,000 Americans die from overdoses of fentanyl and heroin and other drugs every year. That stat has tripled since 1999. Fentanyl has emerged as the most dangerous new drug in a generation. Of all fatal opioid overdoses last year, 1/3 were fentanyl-related, double the amount from 2019. The drug was invented in 1959 to help cancer patients cope with pain. These days, it is smuggled into the USA primarily from Mexico. Joe Biden's open border policy has made that a lot easier. Fentanyl pills also come from China. The narcotic has now surpassed heroin as the leading cause of all drug fatalities. And here's something else you might not know. While Prince and Michael Jackson overdosed in their 50s, historians have coined the term the 27 Club, referring to an eerie number of world-famous celebrities who died at the age of 27. Members of the club include Nirvana songwriter and singer Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and The Doors' Jim Morrison, Amy Winehouse, Rolling Stones co-founder Brian Jones, and more. All died at 27. Researchers from the British Medical Journal conducted an investigation to determine if 27-year-olds face an increased risk for any particular reason. Scientists did determine that while there is no additional threat to the general population, substance abusers and addicts typically die from an overdose in their late 20s and early 30s. Once again, stay away from drugs. Back after this. I've warned you about home title theft, where cyber thieves remove you from your home's title and they become the owner. I said, get Home Title Lock because it's coming. Well, if you're on Facebook, it's here. Facebook had 500 million accounts exposed to cyber thieves. And a retired FBI cybercrime expert said everything thieves need to own your home was leaked. Name, address, personal information, everything. The thief forges your signature on a quitclaim deed stating you sold your home to him. Then he takes out loans on your home and leaves you in debt. You won't even know until the collection company calls, pour in. Do what I did and protect your home's title with Home Title Lock. Please go to HometitleLock.com, register your address to see if you're already a victim. Then sign up for 30 free days of protection during this high-risk breach. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code radio. HometitleLock.com, promo code radio. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.